And you're listening to another TCG short. It's like normal TCG, but shorter. I started the clock without Brett looking. And
Oh my God, you totally did. Where am I? I can't even see. Where are you? Oh, you're in that screen.
That's 16 seconds wasted now. Get on it.
Wait, no, it's not. It's 20.
It is now.
All right, TCG shorts. I'm wearing shorts. You're listening to shorts. Here we are. What are we talking about?
Adepticon.
Adepticon. That's a thing.
That is a huge thing in a country that I'm not going to recently.
A thing called Adepticon. I feel like we're cooking with fire on this episode.
Oh my God, we have no fucking idea what we're doing. But importantly, Adepticon, very large wargaming convention event thing that happens in the States. And it's important for a couple of reasons. One is a lot of announcements from a lot of companies. Previews, releases, things happen. And number two is some very pretty models get painted and shown and judged.
And lots of tournaments as well.
Huge amounts of games being played for lots of different stuff. If that's a country that you're willing to go to, then off you go, son. It would be a wonderful time. I'll wait for a slightly less hectic political environment.
Yes. But if we were to go, and if we had have gone this year, what sort of thing would we have seen?
Well, there were some very pretty models. I think that was the piece I was most excited about, in that not only was the Monument Hobbities Minis as Art Cup run, and that was a very open source painting competition, but the American leg of Golden Demon happened.
Yeah, so Golden Demon is, I can't even say Citadel anymore.
No.
It's Warhammer's big painting event of the whatever month it happens to fall onto.
Well, it happens in multiple months because they do it over the year.
Exactly. Yeah, it used to be once a year. It definitely has changed since I first joined, because the painting's gotten a lot better.
A whole lot better. And I think this is very much a case of, like, it has leveled up faster than I would have ever imagined. If you think about the models that you saw painted professionally winning Golden Demons in the 90s and early 2000s and what they're putting out today, like 20 years later, it is bonkers.
It's like computer graphics. I remember, playing, say, Tekken on an old PS1, and you thought that was the best thing ever. And now there's motion capture. You can't tell the difference between that and movies.
Yeah, we're virtual reality now. It's wild.
Yeah. There were lots and lots and lots of models, and there was lots of different things that you could enter: single miniature, dual, Blood Bowl. There was a gold and a silver and a bronze. We don't have time to go through that. We've only got less than 7 minutes.
Yep.
6.5. So which ones shall we talk about?
Well, I think it's a question of what was your favourite?
Oh, good Lord. I don't know. I am partial to a couple of the bad guys. So the bronze in the large model with the Nightbringer Catan, that new model, colourful in a way that, something that's basically the Grim Reaper in Terminator form. Yeah, shouldn't be, but looked amazing.
It is very. So that was Kaha's. Nightbringer. It is very. There is a style. You can pick their work when you see it. They also did an amazing sort of ship Nighthaunt thing in the Warhammer single model. That similar kind of vibe.
Yeah, very colourful undead, blues and reds.
I also cannot help speaking of old world models, there's a Bretonnian Knight taking off.
Just gorgeous colours.
Lucas Saba is a wizard, but knowing full well that not only did he paint that beautifully with the yellows and everything, but he resculpted the Pegasus. So those wings he sculpted. And
because they're going down, they're not going up.
Correct. And the resin pour on the base, because he's sitting on this, he's kind of leaping off a rock, and the waves in that base are the most realistic I think I've ever seen.
Yeah. That is a beautiful, beautiful model.
There's also probably a couple that didn't place that, or didn't even show up until later, that I really enjoyed a couple of the Blood Bowl ones. We were talking about one of the dioramas that had the Bretonnian and the Tomb Kings.
Yep.
That didn't place, where you could see like the catacombs under the pitch and the Bretonnian models and stuff happening underneath. It was glorious. There was another one of an Imperial Guardsman walking through the jungle, and you kind of saw it from the front and you're like, what's going on? And then you saw it from the side and it was about 6 foot long. And it had this Tyrannid character behind it, which again, some of the creativity on these pieces is bonkers. I could talk about them for days, but it is worth going to, Google it. It's not hard, and just have a look at some of the models that people entered in this one, and some of the ones that didn't win.
Warhammer Community's got the gold, silver, and bronze winners for each category. And even the young bloods, they're just so well done.
Oh my god, they're paying.
I reckon I could possibly beat one of those, maybe.
It is no. And when you think that these are kids,
yes.
Also have to shout out, this was the American League of the Golden Demon, and you did have an Australian. So Alexi picked up a bronze in the Warhammer 40k single miniature with his Custody jet black type thing. I just thought it was cool to see an Aussie head over and pick up a demon. But there is a huge amount of galleries and stuff online. The Golden Demon Compendium has a lot of it as well. Thoroughly recommend having a gawk through and then just snapping your brushes.
Yeah, because you'll never be as good as these people.
No.
I know I won't. Anyway, there's also other stuff. So 11th Ed for 40k has been announced.
That is big news.
That is very, very big news. Totally came out of left field and nobody was expecting it. That's a lie. But it still came. So.
Yes. And look, it's fun. They did some teasers. They kind of announced it was happening. We're starting to see little previews of what they're changing and what's not, and what's happening with terrain and how list building will affect objectives and stuff. So that will be big news for a lot of people. It will mean a new starter box. It will mean lots of pretty things. And the cycle will start again.
Yeah. One thing which came completely out of left field, and this is something that I haven't talked to you about before. This is something that absolutely nobody expected. There was absolutely nothing about Blood Bowl.
I mean, we got a team this year.
Stop being greedy.
We're done, yeah.
All right, carrying on.
So, 11th Ed, it's going to be big news.
Yep.
There were a lot of models like previewed and shown. There was the Commissioner Yarrick, the new one, which is a cool throwback.
I've just finished reading one of his books, actually. Very cool.
The models that got me most excited was the weirdly Age of Sigmar box, because it very, very happily contains 2 Mordheim warbands, is what I saw.
It's a very Mordheim.
The Clannish and Rats,
yes.
And then and some a bunch of humans. But the new sort of free company, free cities of Sigmar sculpts are also very pretty. There's enough detail in them.
They weren't Skaven, yes.
They weren't, and there were lots of little ninja rats, like a whole little army of ninja rats, which is exciting. Mordheim is a thing. If we could get out of our Games Workshop bubble for a second, because some other things were announced. So Atomic Mass had a big showing.
Yes, they always do. too. So, lots of stuff about Legion. Legion is really getting some traction behind it from Atomic Mass. MCP, always a thing. And even Shatterpoint, like they've said that Shatterpoint is no longer going to be one of their big titles. And yet, images and stuff were shown.
Yeah.
They've got models from the sequels coming out. They've got models from Ahsoka. All sorts of cool stuff.
What I like is they clearly had a bunch of stuff that was already sculpted or ready on the production line, and they haven't canned that. They're still going, well, we might as well release it. We've done the work, right? So even though it's an unsupported game, it's going to have some love for the next little bit, which is nice.
Not unsupported, but not primary, I think, is the thing.
I'm pretty sure we said the same thing. So... And even for like Marvel Crisis Protocol, just, the new faction starter boxes that give you kind of a way to get in with a whole warband crew, whatever the fuck they're called, at once is very nice.
They've even got a new way of playing as well, almost sort of like a board game-ish version. I forget what that's called, though.
Glorious.
Yeah.
And
so much cool stuff.
The other one that I saw was StarCraft miniatures game getting a lot of traction there too. So that is a thing.
Who is that being done by?
That's a great question.
Oh, I know. That's why I asked it.
Great questions. Archon Studios and Blizzard.
Well, Blizzard, of course.
Blizzard and Archon
Studios. They've done a few things.
Yeah. So I think a few people were pretty excited about the idea of Zerg rushing on the tabletop. So that, as I said, there is just a huge amount of content to get across if that is something that you're into, either the painting for Golden Demon, if you want to get into a little bit more creative, the Monument Hobbies Minis Art Open was also there and it had a lot of stuff going on. But there's a lot of stuff for games coming out, so definitely get involved and work out which one you want to play. Then come along on a Tuesday and see us at Saints Baseball Club.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see you there.
Catch ya.